Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Office Hours Live. And today we've got a special show. So as you'll be familiar with the format, and we'll run through that in a minute, I just want to welcome David, one of our normal team members. So hi, David.
Hiya.
And I also want to introduce you to our new team member, which is Alice. Hi, Alice.
Hello.
So you're all going to get to know Alice a lot more in the coming months because she's going to be very involved in lots of the educational side of stuff that we do here at Zenler. But Alice will be in and out of office hours with us, and she'll be bringing her expertise as well. So please do type into the chat and say hello and welcome to Alice. That would be fantastic. Right, down to business. So, as you know, this is our weekly show. If you're new into the Facebook group, we stream this live into Facebook, into our secret Facebook group, and it's every single Wednesday. And each week we alternate the times between two different times. So this week we're at 5 p.m. BST, and next week we will be at 10 a.m. BST. So a couple of things for you to remember. You're in the Facebook group right now if you're watching this, because it's the only place we're streaming it live, or it's on the replay. In the Facebook group, we have some really cool resources for you. So there's two places that you need to keep your eye on. First place is go right along to the top of the Facebook group and look at the announcement tab. In the announcement tab, you'll see things that we here at Zenler deem to be worthy of your attention. So it might be a day with Zenler on there, it might be a workshop that we're doing in there, it could be that you'll find the Changelog in there, feature requests are in there, there's all sorts of goodies in there. We do try and keep it clean. Every now and again I'll go in with the big virtual broom and unannounced things, so it keeps it a little bit tidy. But have a look through that, it's a really good part for you if you're new to us. The next important one is the events tab. So click on more, hit events, and you will see in here all of the live events that we have scheduled and upcoming. So you can see office hours for the month. As I say, a day with Zenler was in there. David's workshops will go in there when he's doing them. He ran his first one this week on his live builds. So there's loads of stuff in there. Now, these are really handy because often we get busy with life in Facebook. It's a big distraction, and we might see an event that we want to go to and try and remember. Well, with this, we don't need to. We can just click that we're going, and that is no commitment, as in you don't sign up for anything. If you don't make it, that's okay. You don't have to pay for this because obviously all of the stuff that we here at Zenler do for you training-wise is free of charge. But what it does do is it will notify you that the event is about to go live. It will give you an hour's notice or so and send you a little message. And that's a really handy one to have, because often with different time zones and life going on, we sometimes forget that we want to go to something and we forget. So it's a nice little reminder. Now, there are some other resources, and I'm going to come to those in a minute once David's done his first segment of today. And I will now hand over to David and a new section for us, which is proving really popular, actually. So if you've got any suggestions for this, please do put them in under the video. We're doing a feature focus element on office hours now. So we're picking one small thing that you can look at within the new Zenler platform that you may not know exists. It might be a refinement. We've looked at fonts. We've looked at all sorts of cool things at the moment. So I don't know what's up this week, but if you've got a suggestion of something that's a 3 or 4 minute job, something you found that you thought others might not know about, put it in the chat and we'll see if we can feature it for you. But for now, I'm going to hand over to David, and he's going to do the feature focus slot this week. Over to you, David.
Thank you, Kevin. Okay, so leading on from last week, we're looking at responsiveness. I still want to carry on with that because there's still a few things to show you. So I have the site here, and as you can say, on my desktop, it looks great. However, if I take this text, which is massive, and I take it down to a mobile size, it doesn't look so great. So I want to show you how you can quickly change this so that on a mobile, it looks great. So let's jump into the block inside the editor. I'm going to come into this particular piece of text, which is causing the problem. And I'm going to go into the gear icon. Now, at the moment, you can see we're in all devices, but you can set different things per device. So per desktop, per tablet, per mobile. Zenler works out when to do the switch between them. So in this case, obviously it looks great, is looking too big on a mobile device. So with this sort of thing, you be very careful with it. You just take it very lightly with what you're doing. So if I go to desktop, you're going to see nothing changes on screen. But when I go to tablet, it starts to change, and it's showing a tablet size view width. If I go to mobile, it starts to look all over the place. But while I'm in the mobile tab, I can come down to this and I can start to change it. So if I put it to 50 and I save this, what you're going to see now is that it will change for that device. So if I click this item again and come back to tablet, it's going to be big. It's going to be big again. I'm going to go back to this and we're going to refresh it. And then we're going to look at it in the mobile view, and that text is not going to be massive. So if I bring this down, there we go. So a really simple change that you can do use for responsive behavior is to change the size of the text to make it work in each device. Okay, now as a side element to this, there is also one more thing, because I'm not going to be covering responsive behaviors next week, is that we have the ability to turn certain blocks on and off depending on the device. So I've got a nice little block that I've made up that is specially for a mobile phone, and I'm going to drag that in to save me creating it. It's pretty simple. It's a background block with just text, exactly the same way I've done this. But this is set up for a mobile device. And what I can do is I can actually tell this to show this on a desktop and tablet, but show this on a mobile device. So I'm going to go down and pick this here. I'm going to come into the block. This is the blue block. And I'm going to click the gear icon. And I'm going to say under settings, I'm going to say hide this on a mobile. So I'm going to click that one. And now I'm going to save it. And with this other one down the bottom, the mobile version, I'm going to select that block here and come into the gear icon, come over to settings, and I'm going to say hide on desktop and on tablet. Now you're going to notice it's disappeared from the view, and that's because I've got it on desktop. If I click this, it will come back if I close that. So now I'm going to save it, and let's watch what happens in the responsive behavior now. So I'm now going to go back to this and I'm going to refresh it. And you're not going to see the second block come up, the mobile block. Why? Because I've told it to turn off on a tablet and on a mobile. So if I now switch to a mobile, we're going to get the mobile version, but not the desktop version. And that is how we can further control how things show on our Zenler site using these methods. So hide or setting font sizes per device. And that is my top feature tip for the day. Back to you, Kevin.
Awesome. Thanks, David. Now, remember, when you are building your sites, and a lot of you are quite new to maybe building pages and things like that, Zenler was built for people that are not technical. So it's built for course creators that are not web developers or anything like that. So most of the time when you build your sites, and I'll preempt the questions that are going to come flooding in, yes, generally speaking, everything you put in will be resized for devices anyway. It's just the odd occasion where something looks a bit weird. And if it looks a bit weird, that's how David has quite rightly pointed out. That's where you go to get it looking right again, rather than going to support and going, my text is too big on a mobile, nobody can see it. You now know how to do it. I love the element of switching different screens on, different elements on for the different devices. And maybe that's something you'll play around with. But a really nice feature focus for this week, I think, actually, and probably one that's vastly underused but really looked for, would be my view on it. Okay, let's head into the chat for a minute. So we've got some regulars with us. Beth, really good to see you here as always. So welcome. You finally made it on time today. You must have hit that you were going to our event today. You've got a question. We'll come to your question in a minute. Beth's saying that's really useful, so that's cool. Liz, she's got a question as well. So we're going to come to both of those in a few minutes because we always do the questions towards the end. So back to my bit. So I've told you about the Facebook group. Let's talk to you about the other resources we have for you that we've created at New Zenler, so you can get the very best out of the experience you're having using this particular software. So outside of the Facebook group, we have two areas that you really need to take note of. The first one is tutorial.newzenler.com. This is our complete training area. Now, everything you will find in here is free of charge, whether you're a free user or a premium user or a pro user. It makes no difference to us. You get access to all of these things. Now, do remember when you go into the masterclass bundle, there will be features in there because we cover everything that free users don't get. So if you see something in there and you go, I want that bit, I want to do lives or whatever, you can't do it. That's because you need to up your account and get the pro or premium account. But we've got the masterclass bundle. That's the all-encompassing, everything you need to know is pretty much in there from a functional point of view. So you would go in there if you're looking for something, maybe you want to create your first funnel, you just go in there and type funnel into the search and you'll find the bits within that training that cover funnels. The other part, which is the really important part if you're brand new to us, is the quick start guide. So please do spend time going through the quick start guide. It'll take you between 2 and 4 hours, but it does exactly what it says. It gets you set up with your account. It gets all of the branding stuff done, the C names done, all of those bits, and it makes sure all of the things that you need to do as almost a one-off, it's covered and you haven't got to go back and try and work it out later. So get that bit done first. You'll get very familiar with the menus in Zenler and you'll get really competent at actually navigating around as well. So it's well worth starting there first, and it will answer a lot of your questions you'll have if you don't go through it. The next area that we've got is our YouTube channel. So youtube.com/c/Zenler. And here we have some resources that you won't find anywhere else. Now, if you've not been over to this channel yet, it's growing at a rate of knots. Again, we're going through another little surge, which is fantastic. So go over, subscribe, hit notify, and you'll be told every time a new video comes in. So we've got the two main areas you really need to look at are the new feature releases, which every time we add a new feature or an update to a feature, that goes in there. They're short videos. It focuses only on that one thing. It's straight to the point. So if you're looking for a new element that we've talked about in the changelog and you go, oh, what's that? Go to YouTube, find it in there. It's normally in there within at least a day or two of the actual feature being released. So go and look in there. The next part that I'd like you to look at is the pro user interviews. Another one went up this week. That was a really, really good one. So if you've not yet had a chance to look at those yet, look at how other pro users of Zenler are using this platform for their business. And they're all people that have got students, they've all got paying students, and they're making money from using this platform. So if you're sitting there thinking, well, it doesn't work for my industry or my business, or I can't think creatively enough, go and have a look at some of these here, because they're not your traditional types of businesses. And the way they're using the same platform all very differently is really quite interesting. So tutorial.newzenler.com, youtube.com/c/Zenler is where you need to be to get all of the educational resources we build and continue to build for you. Right, that's that bit done. Okay, we're going to head over now. Normally, Rakesh, as you know, for the regulars here, would take the changelog section. Now, there isn't a lot to cover, but David said he's going to step in and try and let us know we've had our instructions, so we know what two elements to focus on this week. So keep your questions coming, because I am going to come to them in a minute. So do hang around and put your questions in. And I'm going to hand back to David now, and he's going to quickly whip through the changelog for this week. So back to you again, David. Thank you.
Yeah, hi guys. So what we've got this week is I haven't even had a little play with these, so I'm going to talk about them, but the main points that we're going to bring up here are the mobile OTP verification added for schools and signups. So there we've got this OTP verification, and also point number 10, which is added an option for admin to manually register and unregister users to live classes and live webinars, which was something that you guys asked for. So we've now added that in there. So there's lots of other things that have gone on that probably won't make a lot of sense, but you can always go to Changelog to check those things out. We've removed the VAT ID validation under my accounts. If the VAT ID of the student is enabled, the site VAT admin is not shown on invoice, so that's been fixed. So loads of these little fixes gone in. As you can see, it happens so often. It's worth jumping in here and just seeing, because they're updated all the time with all the fixes that have gone on in the site. But these are the two main ones. We've got this mobile OTP verification, and we've got added option for admin to manually register and unregister users to live class and live webinars. So that's it from me. Feeling a little bit uncomfortable doing the changelog with Rakesh not being here, but never mind, we'll carry on.
David, you did a great job considering you got that through last minute. So remember that if you want to look at the changelog, go to the announcement section, type in changelog into the search, and you'll find the entire list of dates and everything that we've ever added. It's long reading nowadays because there's quite a lot been going on, but go to the end, and that's where you'll find the most recent ones. Now, just before I come to your questions, remember, if you want to know a bit more about Alice, then you can always type your questions in and put her on the spot. I'm quite happy to field those questions over to her, and she may or may not answer, but you can always ask. Alice, I did forget to mention, and it's bad of me to do so, Alice is an experienced course creator as well. She's got a business outside of this. So, if you've got questions around courses in general, throw them in there, and let's test Alice's knowledge today, within reason, of course. Behave yourselves. But yeah, do feel free to ask any questions you might have. So let's go into those right now. So Beth, your question. So I have a question I posted in the group earlier. If I go for a 1 month pro and then decide to go ahead, can I still get the discount year price, or am I stuck with the higher monthly price? Do you want to grab that, David?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's evergreen. So once you lock in that price, if you're paying on monthly and you decide to go to an annual payment, you have it at that price. And not only for the current plan that you're on, which is Pro, you also get locked in on the premium price as well. So if you want to jump across to that, you can jump across and still get it at this price. So this is the thing. The exception would be if you stop paying monthly and you left the platform, then when you come in, you'd be starting fresh. So all the prices obviously go up.
Yeah. So left means if you become a free user for a month or more. That doesn't mean delete your account. It means you're not a paid member for more than a month if you're on a monthly plan. So but the continuity of payment, we're quite flexible with it, because ultimately we want you to get the best and use it the way that suits you and your business. So if you need to go on to monthly and try it before you get the yearly to test out the features, we're quite comfortable with that, because we know how awesome the pro features are. And once you've tried it, you're not going to want to go back to free. You'll only ever want to go up. So, and it makes absolute sense to get the yearly because it is at the moment, as far as I'm aware, the most comprehensive and cost-effective plan for any LMS system that's out there right now. So, Beth, I'd give it a go, personally.
Yeah, and also remember that if you set up something like assignments, which is a Pro Premium feature, and then you go back to the free version, then you're not going to have access to those assignments that you might have spent hours setting up. They'll all disappear.
Yeah, it's quite rare. I mean, I haven't come across many cases before where people have upped a level of a membership thing like this and then dropped down again. It's only maybe because they've had trouble in the business. But from a point of view of actually wanting to progress to sell courses, normally you only ever just move forward, especially when you're getting the extra features in there. Because remember, have a look at the comparison chart on the tutorial site, because that will give you a list of the pro features in there as well. So if you're sitting there thinking, what extra do you get as a paid member, that will give you the breakdown of that, and that will actually maybe help you a little bit. Okay, Liz, so good afternoon to you, Liz. Good to see you, and thank you for your question. So you have a question. I asked in the group earlier, but I got some different responses and totally stuck. The joys of a community of course creators who all have a different way of doing the same thing. I have a free mini course built as my lead magnet. I want people to opt in, see a thank you page reminding them to check their email, then auto receive the email with login details to the course. The suggestions I've received so far are blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to go through all of them because someone pointed me in the right direction. I started with option 3, but then wasn't sure where in the pages I could get someone to opt in. David, do you have a very straightforward way of Liz achieving that?
Yeah, I mean, if they're, I don't understand this. If they're signing into your free course, you're automatically going to capture them, and automations within the course will take over. So if you're leaving it to system emails to be sent out, then you can either format those, and if you go, and this is why you've got mixed messages here. So if you don't turn automations on for the courses, then you'll be relying on system emails, which are basic emails that go out saying, here's your login details, go here, go here. But we expect you to format them or customize them. So you can go into language, and this is the first one in there, into system emails, and then you can go and customize them to suit your purpose. However, a lot of people don't like the system emails to go out when someone enrolls in a course. They like it to be more customized per course. So what you can do is you can actually turn off the system emails, and you can rely on automations inside of the course itself. And you can set them up, customize them, and you can send them out. And this gives you a lot more flexibility because you can customize them per course. You can also do things like tagging people when they come into a course, sending them to funnels. You can do tons of things using the automations that's built into the course. So there's two things: system emails. If you want to use those, stay with those, maybe format them. And the other thing is to use automations in the course themselves. Now, I've done videos on all of these. You just need to check into the complete guide to Zenler, and you can use the search for automated emails. You can use a search for system emails, and you'll get them come up in red. Go to that section, read about them, and it's clear. The other thing you could do is to go into the live workshops. This is all under the NZ Masterclass bundle on tutorials.newzenler.com. And inside the live workshops, inside there, I actually show you all those things, how it works with automations, which will help you as well.
Excellent. Thanks, David. And I have to say, when I first started using Zenler, I couldn't quite get my head round system emails and course emails. I could never work out why so many emails were being sent out, and people were like, oh, everyone's sending me lots of emails for the same thing. And I agree with David, and I think probably when you start getting to more than one course, to turn off the system emails is probably a good idea for most people, because otherwise it really gets confusing as to why different things have gone out. And it just, to me, it simplifies it. And then you can just be very focused on join a course, you know what emails are going, rather than all other ones are going out. So maybe that will help a little bit.
And that's why you've also got mixed messages coming in there, because people are looking at the automations and other people are looking at the system emails.
Yeah.
So you've got experienced course creators that will only use the automated emails, and you've got other people coming in saying use the system emails, and there's kind of a confusion. Liz, I will send you the videos so you can go and have a look, so you can actually see it for yourself how it works.
Cool. Lovely. Right, let's move forward. Beth saying thanks, David. Jim, good to see you here from Newcastle. Can you get Anne to PM me, please? Need to have a chat with her about something. Right, Jim's got a question. If a student comes to the site via an affiliate link, will the affiliate get paid if the student purchases a second course from within the site, assuming the affiliate is set up for all courses?
Yes.
And the bit that you've got right there is, Jim, is that the affiliate is set up for all courses. If they are not, then the answer is no. It's that simple. It's the affiliate system in Zenler isn't a complex one. It's really quite straightforward. If they're not listed under the affiliate, they won't get the payout. If they are, then they will. It's very, very straightforward. Okay, Beth, Alice. Question for Alice. Yay. Do you have a Zenler site that you've designed that we can take a look at?
I actually have been revamping it, so I only have up a coming soon page right now. But as soon as I finish revamping it, I will make sure you all get a link.
So maybe in a couple of weeks, if Alice comes back onto office hours in a couple of weeks, there'll be something there, Beth, that you can take a look at. So Beth's also saying she'll be happy with Pro, but just in case, of course. Also saying, Beth, if you turn off the system emails, are there any extras that aren't on courses? I watched a video where you said to turn them off, but felt like I was missing something.
I don't understand that.
So if you turn off all the system emails, are there any extras that are not, that go out that are not on courses? So they'd only come through a course.
Oh, yes. For that, the registration, if people are registering on your course, then it will still fly out an email from the system emails. So I always recommend, when you're first setting all your site up, that you do go in and you actually customize all the system emails, just because some of them do go out, like things like unsubscribe and these kind of things. So there are some in there that still will fire out. But as far as the courses are concerned, you take over all that course element side of things. Hopefully that's clear.
Beth's saying, yeah, that's what she was sort of thinking there. So that's cool. Okay, so one more from Liz. Thanks. I'll turn the system emails and just use the course automations. I've learned how to do that from the tutorials. So much. Thank you so much. Unclear how to get people to actually opt in though. Do I modify the sales page in the free course page?
What, getting traffic to the page? That's a marketing question.
No, I think this is also including a lead funnel. So the course comes in through a lead funnel, so they're opting in for that, I believe.
Oh, right, okay.
And then it must take them to a sales page that's free, I'm assuming.
Right, okay. All right, so there's loads of ways. There's a million ways, probably 2 million ways of doing this sort of stuff in funnels.
Let's go for one.
All right. Right, so what I would suggest, right, and I know I'm sort of putting it off, but you need to go into the NZ Masterclass bundle, go into the live workshops. I do a 4-hour presentation. There's 2 slots, so it's 2 hours and then 2 hours on funnels, forms, and how to drive traffic from a page into a funnel, how to go from a funnel into a sales page. Is all there. You just need to watch it. It's really, it's fast moving. There's lots to cover. And there is a bit of talking, so you can skip through bits. It's not 4 hours of solid watching, but you can watch it and you'll pick up a lot of key things. You'll know funnels inside out, and you'll know how to work with doing things like free cheat sheets, sending people to a course. All these things is all covered inside there.
Cool. Okay. Right. No more questions at the moment. So let's start wrapping up for this week. Just as a reminder for those of you that are new to us or have been here for a while, you're watching this currently in the Facebook group. The Facebook group is not official technical support for Zenler. So if you're having an issue with your site, if something's not quite working as you think it probably should, and it looks like a technical issue, we do have a set process. That's not to come into the Facebook group and go, my site's not working. How can you fix it all for me? The correct way is to email into support. Now, if you can take a video recording of what's going wrong, that really helps the support people. Otherwise, they've got to try and recreate the issue to solve the issue. So if you can do a video recording, that will be brilliant. Email it into support@zenler.com. And what will happen is you will get an email back within a minute with a ticket number. That means it's gone into the queue for the support agents to look into. If you don't hear back for a little while, don't worry. It may have gone to the technical support agents, which means it's a deeper issue than something not pressing the right button or clear the cache or something like that. It's really important that you follow this process, because if you don't, then it will lead to your frustration. We don't have live chat support, and I can't guarantee they'll come back to you within 30 minutes if this is before you're about to run a live class. What I can guarantee is that they will come back to you, but it works in an ordering system. So whatever ones come in, they get put into an order and they're dealt with in that order. So please bear with the support team as they're going through this. So that's how you get technical support. Last thing from me, I don't think we've got any more questions. So that's, Bergie is here just as we're about to go. Hello, sir. Good to see you. But we're just wrapping up right now from Sweden. So last thing from me, in September, I'm running 2 new events. So we're calling these working titles Zen Chat, and Alice is going to be on there with me. And this is really a community chat, if you want to call it that. And I'm not entirely sure how this is going to develop. There's going to probably be a little bit of networking, a little bit of you all getting to know each other, seeing if there's collaboration or promotional opportunities or even affiliate opportunities for each other, but just sort of getting a little bit more involved on camera with each other to get to know each other as a community. We've got well over 6,000 people in here now, so it's a growing community. A lot of you have been here when it was old Zenler. A lot of you have come in the last couple of years, and every week we're bringing in about 50 to 70 new members. So I think it's a good opportunity for you all to actually get on camera, talk a little bit about what it is you're up to with your courses, you know, and get to know each other a bit more than just a typed name in a Facebook group. And that's what we're going to be running. I don't know, we're going to aim for probably an hour-ish for the first one, maybe. I'll schedule an hour to 2 hours for it. I'll take feedback as to how you want it to develop, because I'm not going to sit here and say this is what we're going to do and you're all going to comply. It's very much a community activity. So if you want more of something and less of something else, then let's talk about it and we'll put that into place. But it's going to be really community and relationship focused to see how you can take the awesome support you give each other in this community, just maybe up to a deeper level for you all, and see if we can take that outside of the community as well. So that's the goal of that. So look out for the 2 dates in September for that. Again, there is no charge for this. We'll be hosting it and running it, but of course, like all of the things we do training wise and support wise officially from Zenler, we won't charge you for this. So please do get involved. It's open to free, premium or pro users. There is no restriction on that. So, but there will be a restriction on places, because obviously I can only have so many people in a room. We may end up with breakout rooms. Who knows? Let's just see where this goes. It's going to either be a complete chaos or it's going to work really well on the first one. But you have to be there to find out. So that's my news. Alice, is there anything you'd like to say before we wrap up?
No, just thank you for all of the warm welcomes, and I look forward to working with and meeting everyone in the weeks ahead.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Is there anything that you're going to be working on in the coming months that might be interesting to people? What you're going to be sort of doing?
Sure. Yeah, I will be working on onboarding for new members that are pro or premium users, and I will be working on some webinars for the overall platform and overview. So if that's something people are interested in, they'll be able to get more general overviews. David does a lot of more in-depth trainings. This will be more overview based on the webinars.
So if you see any of those going on, especially with the webinars, and you want to come and support us and Alice, please do pop along and show your support, and maybe give some feedback to the people that are not familiar with Zenler. That would be absolutely awesome. David, anything from you for this week? What have you got going on?
Right. Okay. Just quickly, Kevin. I just want to share my screen. So I started this week with a live build with Zenler. So this is where I take your sites and I do a live build. I basically Zenlerize it, from us, the right way to do it. So I had a martial arts site, a Wushu martial arts site by Peter Duguin and Huguin. And he actually let me get onto the site and have a little play around. So I think this is going to be really popular. I've already got, guys, if you're trying to submit your link to me, it's closed now. Within half an hour, I've got enough now for 2 months. So I've had to close it. I think this is going to be a really popular slot once it goes in. I gave very short notice because I'm trialing things. You know, sometimes we'll just do pop-ups, we'll trial it, we'll see your feeling about it, and if it works and you really like it, then we carry it on and turn it into a permanent thing. So live builds is going in now. Of course, the end of each month we have a day with Zenler as well. So normally we have Kevin and Rakesh, and hopefully we have Alice on as well in David Zenler, even if it's 5 minutes, you know, it gives me a breather. So we've got loads of stuff coming. Of course, Alice is going to be doing some amazing stuff as well. We might actually be joining her at first with some of these. So I can't wait. It's really exciting stuff. Kevin's got all his amazing stuff going on. So it's going to be a really exciting end of the year, I think.
Awesome. And remember, if you're a pro or premium user and you've not yet signed up to be interviewed by me, I don't bite hard. So please do go into the announcements on Facebook, go and find the one that I did about signing up and come and book in to have an interview with me. We're looking for people that have students, so pro or premium users, and you've got students already in your sites. Come along, let's be interviewed, let's get you on YouTube, a little bit of promotion for you, but also to show the other people using Zenler or thinking of using Zenler what's possible. So please do sign up for that. That's it for me for this week. I have nothing else. So we've been through the team. Thanks for everyone that's come along this week. If you're watching on the replay, remember it's always #replay and where you're watching from. And we will see you next week on Office Hours. Remember, it's 10 a.m. BST as we do switch to times. We've got a global audience here. So if you can manage to make that one, it will be brilliant to see you. If not, we'll see you in a fortnight when we're back to 5 p.m. BST. But for now, have a fantastic week. And we will see you soon. Thanks, everyone, and see you later.
Thanks. Bye.